Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to everyone. This is Uni Highlights episode 3 for our Sports Experience podcast. Today, unbelievable, remarkable guest is joining our studio to talk about all aspects of sports, especially soccer, and as well, his career is outstanding. His love for soccer is magical, pure passion. His name is Tarik Veledar. He is a best referee in United States, and we are welcome
Thank you so much.
Tarik,
First
welcome.
of all, it's a little bit too much saying the best. I just love the sport, soccer or football. It's something we grew up entire our life. And guys, thank you for opportunity to speak at your podcast.
It's our pleasure for sure. Tarik, let's go ahead, jump into the different topics. Today, I guess there will be topics a little bit about refereeing, soccer in United States, parents on the sideline, youth players, their behavior. So all spectrum of topics. I think it will be very interesting to hear what Tarik and his experience will say and mention to us. So let's jump right away. Tarik, let's go ahead with definitely a general question. And what is your general opinion of soccer in US? And what are some pros, pluses, and some cons, negative sides?
I've started to get involved in soccer here in USA. I came here in 2002, and I've started playing in 2003. It was an amateur level, but here basically you travel all around the States for tournaments and everything else. And since that period until today, it's changed a lot. It changed to better. The quality-wise, because people here invest a lot in soccer. Through the youth level, then we call them development leagues, which is now USL2, former PDL, NPSL. Then it's like moving up to USL1. And now we have the league called NISA, which is kind of competing in between USL1 and USL Championship, and which is kind of former NASL league, where it used to be all the Atlanta Silverbacks, Tampa Bay Rowdies, New York Cosmos, and of course MLS now. At the same side, we get women's soccer, which is basically, I can feel free to say, the women's league here is definitely the best number one league in the world. If you're looking through history of U.S. soccer women's national team, through the history, they basically one of the best teams as a national team in the world. And of course, the best players coming here on the women's side. It's funny. Before the professional league, the NCAA league, the college league here, it's very popular on the women's side. I can say it's more popular than on the men's side on the college level. I'll just give you, for example, the Florida State women's team. I don't even remember how many players come out and playing for national team. For example, Dana Castellanos, which I reffed several times. She was, I think, if I'm not wrong, 2017 FIFA Women's Player. She's definitely incredible. She's she's just magnificent. Like the way she balling around, and it's just not just referee. It's just like excitement watching her, like the way she played. Then you have
So you definitely saw her playing, and
I mean, you
right
definitely
away,
can
like,
see it.
wow, who is she?
It's amazing, outstanding touch. She's definitely above everybody. The way she, just driving the ball around. It's just pure joy being part of the referees team and reffing and watching, the most quality women's soccer. Of course,
Makes your job even better.
which should be first. It's a youth level here. It's a lot of investment in the youth level. There's so many like national leagues, starting with ECNL, which is kind of National Youth Division 2 on the men's and women's side, and now you have MLS Next, which is basically Youth Division 1. But I've just heard recently they creating the new league, like called Elite 64, which is gonna be 64 teams in the entire country. I don't think they have established all the teams yet, but I think the league starts in April, if I'm right.
They just announced a few days ago first 8 teams for both women and both men. So I think they will be soon coming out with other names. And please go
the
ahead.
League, it's definitely going to be nationwide. So it's going to be a lot of trouble, a lot of investments, a lot of develop. So definitely on that level. And by the way, yesterday I've just read the Canadian 18 years old kid signed for NK Rijeka in Croatia. So, and he's the product of one of the MLS Next generations. So that's top 3 leagues. Then you get a bottom, I mean, not bottom, but like regional leagues called ECNL Regional, SCCL, which is Southern League. Then we have competitions from the State Cup, starting with qualifiers. Then, of course, every state organizing the State Cup tournament. Plus, from the State Cup, they're going to play regional through the regions. I think it's like 10 regions in the entire country. And then end of the summer, they playing national tournament, which is usually based always in Texas. I guess they pick it by geography, the mid location, yes. And of course, during the winter, when everywhere else is covered by snow, the Florida literally has tournaments every weekend, and all the teams from entire country basically going down to Orlando and Tampa, and they playing those youth tournaments like with no stop. So literally in this country, soccer is going on 365, 24/7, from the playing standpoint, coaching, and refereeing standpoint. So there is no stop.
Which seems to be lots of activities, especially in youth. The amount of competition, as you explained, the different type of leagues. What do you think about the future in US? Is this
first
really
of all,
good?
every dream of every American kid is to get a scholarship for college. So they trying to get best out of best. And in college, the competition it's getting tight. It's now harder to fill up the positions because everybody's playing, and like I said, they need best out of the best. So that being said, I would say yes. I mean, if you look back, the Christian Pulisic is 100% outcome from the American youth to national team and then being star over in Europe. So that's definitely, in my opinion, going to best. Is it schedule overscheduled? I would say yes. But somehow they find some holes to make everything happen. And so far it's functioning. And so far everything is going right.
But then, yeah, I will just add that's a nice procedure to pick the best out of the best. So when you have a lot of the competition tournaments and stuff,
well, the thing is,
like a natural thing to happen.
U.S. itself has more registered players on any level than rest of the world together. It's official data.
Great
so
fact.
You get huge pool to pick out of it. So, I mean, for example, well, first of all, the country is huge. All these MLS teams, they have scouts, and they going around, looking around, not even on the soccer field, they going on communities. You have so many diversity here. Like, I'll just name, for example, Hispanic community. Some of that, they coming from working families, probably do not have much funds to go travel with the kids for these tournaments and stuff. So they're basically playing in the backyards, like literally pick up the game. And nobody knows, they playing, but these scouts, through some inside informations, they going around and looking for those talented kids. And if they see the talent or something, of course, they're going to talk to family and they bringing them over, like offering relocation, like, giving the kids scholarship, giving the family jobs when they're ready to move, helping out to relocate, because, for them, the goal, it's to find, develop, and sell the right player. And when they find it, for them, it's money maker. They might gonna spend $500,000 for 5, 7, 10 years to develop that kid, but when they're ready to sell him, they're gonna sell him for $10 million. So it's long term of looking the situation around, and they definitely gonna win. So that's how the things going on here.
Exactly.
Would you say that this was a case back a few years ago, or it's now it's getting the pace of, because we all know back in Europe, that's how probably big clubs do. They see the talent, bring them to a big club, promise most of everything. I'm not sure if the funds are the same as here. I think here it would be definitely better. But just your opinion, is this now emphasized more? Or maybe that was the
kind
case
of both.
all the time?
The only problem here is to cover the territory, because everything is huge. I mean, just thinking this way, there is like, just for example, from Atlanta to Mobile, Alabama, it's about 6 to 7 hours drive. So, if it's like, and that's still Southeast United States. And like,
Correct.
you passing, you can go to Birmingham, Montgomery. There's so many communities out there, and you still haven't reached Mobile. So it's, the territory, it's huge, and it's getting more and needs some time to develop. And of course, you need to find right person who's gonna be the right scout who can smell the good player. That's the key thing. It's
Correct.
coming up, but I don't think it's there yet. But it'll need a time. But definitely, like I said from the beginning of the story, when I started getting involved in soccer, and today, it's changed big. It's definitely picking up. Yes.
That's good to hear. That's optimistic. and let's give a round of as well credit to scouts. You're doing a heck of a good job. Keep on going.
It's such a movie story to be seen in a backyard and somebody to pick you up. Like that's such a nice movie to see, not even to live. So Tarik, let's continue. Like you're now talking about soccer in USA, but how did your referee career started?
Like I said, I was playing an amateur league as a center back, of course, like Stefan, and it was. I'm a little taller than him, but it was few calls. I didn't like it, and one of the local guys was like, "Hey, why should I become a referee?" I was like, "What? No, I'm not gonna do that." And somehow, after a few other conversations, I became a referee, and I guess I'm still a referee, and I just like what I do. Yes.
Nice. So when was it? What year was it? Did you really, even when you started, did you think this is going to be a long-term commitment?
It was just kind of starting like a Sunday league and helping out in Georgia domestically. But I started in 2005. I think it was February. It was a course, and I started there, and
I think in my notes I have here that was February 6th, 2005.
Yes, that's right.
So this is your anniversary.
Did you guys wait to set this up on this date or what? Wow.
There you go. So this is a special day, not just that you're our guest.
Congratulations on your anniversary.
I actually just got recently
17 years
from my local high school association. It's supposed to be done 2020 for my 15 years, but due to COVID, they held it for a minute. But I got it now, so I'm happy.
17 years. Well done.
Can you congratulations on that high achievement? Can you tell
Look,
what it means for you?
It means I'm still there. I don't want to call it good job. I said I call it right job because to be out there and first of all, for me, a referee is a joy. It's not. I don't even want to call job or hobby or anything like that. It's just a joy because I do have my regular job, and you get out there and ref the game, and you're happy. I mean, especially if you do it right and you're there for the game. That's why our job's supposed to be. It's be there for the game, and that's most important thing when you're out there.
Very nice.
If you continue, Tarik, if you continue to talk like that, like I'm signing up to become a referee tomorrow.
I'm really good friends with Serbian guys, Milorad Mažić and Dalibor Đurđević and Milovan Ristić. Yes.
Milorad Mažić.
Let's give a round of applause for that crew as well. 2019 Champions League final.
Yep.
Liverpool, Real Madrid. So give credit to them. Nice that you. I can see that they have learned from
two
you.
World Cups. They have done two World
Cups. Them a good
one
tips.
In Brazil, one in Russia. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And we can mention a little bit Brazil, 2014. Tell us more. Tarik was there in Rio. His national team, Bosnia and Herzegovina, qualified. And tell us more. Just
two incredible weeks.
Stuff about that.
Unfortunately, I couldn't stay more because of job, but I had to come back for my regular job. I mean, first game, Bosnia and Herzegovina played Argentina at Maracana Stadium versus 70,000 people. I still do, and when the players came out, I was there, and the tears came out. So it was very emotional. It was very emotional, and
Nice. National anthem going
it was
on, and you're
completely
like,
delirium.
like
It was
gone,
like just like we thought we are in heaven already. Yep. It was a
it was
close
a
game. They
close
beat us
game.
2-1. You know, we were still just proud of our team. For us, it was basically, the goal to be there, and the team
Absolutely.
make it there. Then we had a chance versus Nigeria in the second game. Unfortunately, it was wrong call against Jacko on offside, and they beat us. I think it was a foul. They didn't call it. Then in continuation of the action, they scored a goal. I mean, and then of course we beat Iran, but we went home. But I mean, like I said, 2 incredible weeks. One of those days, of course, I was able to go to the FIFA referees headquarters, where I was with basically all referees, including, of course, Serbian crew, American crew, Turkish crew with Chakir there, and some other referees, including Nestor Pitana from Argentina. Then literally right after that, we went to a restaurant and we met Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who was there as a guest. And
Wow.
We'll sort of show the picture.
okay, yeah, you can do that.
Post production.
What was that moment like?
It was awesome.
To meet,
It was
Zlatan
just
Ibrahimovic?
like, the guy. It's completely different than media shows. Basically, he's not even arrogant. He's just one of the best people you can talk with, like we talking right now. So it's just like incredible experience.
I heard from some players that his energy when it comes to room is like incredible. Like you're just looking at him. Like from some players,
He's the
that
very
played with
positive
him.
showman. He's bringing the best atmosphere in the locker room you can ever have. So
You need that. You need that in
absolutely,
your team. You need the guys.
and
Especially with plus the atmosphere, plus the how big of a star and a player.
and he's still
quality player
around
he
in
is.
his 40s.
That is a
so
great combination.
you
True.
you can find many of
AC
them.
Milan,
I
let's give
mean,
it credit to them.
find many people like Zlatan is, especially these days. So yeah.
Very, very special. And his biographies, the second one came out too. I want to reach it, and I couldn't find it yet in market to read the second. But the I Am Zlatan, the book, recommend
it,
to
yes.
everyone. You must read this book, no matter who you are. It is unbelievable. Usually, most of the biographies, sports biographies, they're kind of like going with a story. It was hard, but then we succeeded, ups and downs, that's it. And there is that language that is kind of like, they're careful how they write. In Zlatan's book, there is no filter. There it's literally, boom, I had my wife, my mom and
Everything
dad
is
were
up,
fighting,
nothing
my
to
dad was
hide, yep.
alcoholic, I didn't have anything in the refrigerator, like nothing to hide. He talks about Sweden, how most of the kids signed up to kick him out of the soccer club. He was like keeping the ball, yelling at other kids in Sweden. So anyhow, biography, must read. Tarik, we want to go
Yes.
now. So refereeing, big question for all referees, especially now you. How do you go home after your days? Like, after your referee game, do you get hard on yourself? Do you think about the game?
Of course. Well,
do you
first of all,
analyze while driving home?
treat every game as the same. It doesn't matter. Are you doing U10, U11 kids game, or are you doing professional match? Game is a game. You gotta do it right. Of course, there's mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes, and It happens. Mistakes are happen because of different situations, different positioning, different angle. Um, that's why they come out with VAR and even VAR. So it's and we call it still part of the game, and which really is. Yes, I think what I miss, if I miss, what I could do better. But I'll tell you something. Just honestly, watching any game on TV, you're learning, and except I watching this game, this game, this team. It's emotional. That's what I turn to, emotional guy. Liverpool too. Liverpool,
Ah,
but I
but and just for everyone, this team, the crest that he mentioned, it's a historic, one of the oldest clubs in the whole Yugoslavia region, ex-Yugoslavia, especially for Bosnia and Herzegovina. We'll definitely
yes,
hear more about this in just a few minutes. So definitely we look forward to hear its incredible story. It's almost, I would say, any Hollywood directors should hear this story and make a
Probably.
movie. It's going to be a best-selling movie.
So
in
I
a
mean,
brand
go
new.
back to the games. Like I said, you're learning from everything, any moment. You're learning from your part of the crew. I mean, nobody's perfect, so mistakes happens, and unfortunately, will continue to happen due to time. But we must know we're there for the players and for the game.
Exactly. Well, Tarik, there is a lot of psychology going on the field. Like, how do you manage to kind of talk with athletes, or how to talk with, how do you talk with coaches who do not behave, or, can you tell us more about that?
First of all, you study before the game the player's personality. So it's different, of course, different players coming from different region, different personalities, different skills. Who's bad guy, who's good guy. So you're always looking for your friend in the field. Sometimes you ignore it, sometimes you have to deal with it. When you deal with it, you know what's going on. If you have to talk to the person, if you have to card the person, if you have to send somebody off, it's just procedure, and it's part of the game. Different game, different preparation. Sometimes takes it longer, sometimes takes a little bit of time, but you always get a part of the crew. And with this technology, like a radios, communication, beeper flags, it just helps a lot. So, and you always out there try to do the best performance you can.
How, if you can, I know you mentioned me one story. I don't want to maybe reveal the names of the coaches or the universities. Was there any example, and I'm sure you're facing coaches constantly, just going at you, and you treated
I
them
mean,
fair.
some of them
How do
are
you deal?
okay,
What do you
some
say?
of them like persistent, and you go there and tell them. You just remind them you have to stay professional, and if you don't, you got to take next step. So that's basically it. Sometimes they take it, sometimes they not.
That's the power of a referee.
Of course, you
take
have
the next
to.
step.
You have to always be a step ahead. So you have to be ready for any kind of situation.
Tarik, let's play a quick role. I'm a coach. I am acting, being totally unfair, going at you. I'm like, coach, referee, constantly. You're now coming my way.
I
What do you
mean,
say?
there are so many different things you can say to the coach at that point, but basically, you gotta let them know they crossed the line, and it's not acceptable. So.
So it's
Good to know.
good to know.
Tarik now acts kind of like, that he's calm and this, but if he's walking towards you,
No,
you're in trouble. You're gonna
It all
feel that,
depends
like,
how
buddy,
far you
you're
cross the
crossing the line, but again, he put it very nicely, but I hope that you will have a chance, any of you, to see the way he referees. I think it is very, very, with lots of authority.
This is like
And,
funny
with
situation.
very,
One time it was
very,
a youth
very
game
fair.
a long time ago, and but it was quality youth game, and the parent didn't like it. I was on the line, and the parent didn't like it. The center call, so he basically came down. He was like not even a meter away from me, and he was like, "You guys better protect my kid." And I just turned around and I was like, "Sir, just reminding you, during the game, he's just number 17. After the game, he'll be back your kid." And I guess he realized what I said, and he went back to the stands and didn't say anything the rest of the game.
That's very, very
Nice.
smart. That's a quick way of thinking. Like, you need to come up.
That's why
It's
you
such a
have
nice
to
way
have
to put
several
it.
options in your head at that time, and you got to pick the right one. And when you said it, you got to say it right. So sometimes you don't say anything. Sometimes you just
Well
let them
done.
go.
Exactly. So, Tarik, when you now, what do you like? You have a lot of experience in soccer. So, what will be your advice to youth athletes? Advice, and they want to succeed in soccer. So, what would be your advice to them to succeed?
It can be soccer, any athlete.
Yeah, it
just
can be,
looking to
Well,
do
first
big
of all,
things.
they have to, like you said, any sport, I would say, soccer is fine. But before soccer, find the right sport that fits you. When you find the right sport that fits you, find the right position you're going to play on that sport. Then find the right team with right teammates and right coach. And then when you get all that together, then be a sponge. Like, pick up the best, what you can, learn, improve, and go forward. It's very simple. Takes a little time, but if you right student, let's put it that way. I don't want to call it player because you learn, right? And if you're smart enough, you're gonna find the best for yourself and move on.
Very simple, but
It
challenging. Like those simple things
But
are
it's
very
simple.
challenging.
Like if you're thinking that way, it's simple. It's same like, I mean, for example, you're playing video games, right? Are you gonna play something that you don't like? Of course not.
Exactly.
Are you gonna watch something on the TV you don't like? Of course not.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well said.
Well said.
Well said. Talking about athletes, could you share with us, in your opinion, and elaborate a little bit about that? Who is your favorite athlete and why? It can be one person or two, but just like your focus more to hear why.
So when I grew up, like, of course, soccer is number one, but I mean, I can, of course, like, so let's put it this way, and you will understand why. So I'll start really shortly with basketball, and everybody get favorite players, right? And I do not, but I do have a favorite team. Are you want to guess? It's
Go ahead.
Chicago
I'm not
Bulls
gonna- I'm
with
not
Jordan,
going to guess.
Kukoc, Pippen, Rodman, and those guys, because they were one. They
was my
breathed
first
as a
guess.
one. They were compact, like they were one body out of 5-6 players, and they just played for the people, for themselves, for the spirit, for good of the game. So go back to the soccer, and you did send me the question with Messi or Ronaldo. And for me, it's Batistuta. So when I grew up, I was watching that guy, and that guy make left turn, and after left turn, he took a shot, he scores the goal. Next time, he's going to make a right turn, take a shot, and scores the goal. 20 meters out, 30 meters out, left, right. It doesn't matter. That guy play for the fans, for himself. That guy gives his best out there on the pitch. And that's why I love him. And to me, you got to use it with the heart. If you're not out there with your heart, you're going to take it as a job, and you're going to forget who you were next day, honestly. So that
yeah, when you mentioned Batistuta, and even though we were kids, when you were watching him on TV, you could feel his passion about soccer.
100%.
I don't know how to describe it, but
100%.
You could see it. So nice that you mentioned him, like Gabriel Batistuta.
He joined Fiorentina when he was 22 years old.
He won title with Fiorentina, and then he moved to Roma. And, then next season he won the title.
Indeed.
So the part of that, he was injured at Fiorentina for over a month and a half, and that period of time they didn't play as they play with him on the team, and it happens what it happens. So.
Batigol, back in the we were still 8, 9, 10 years old. We did figure it out that he was just a beast, and presence and energy. Yep. It was fun, and the way he celebrated goals.
Different.
You see it. It's fun. He did. Talking about injuries, Batistuta's injuries have been very tough on him, especially after playing time. When he retired, he struggled
pain,
a
the
lot,
tissue
lots of pain.
On the joints were gone, and it just, he was like in the pain just to walk. But I think I've read it somewhere recently. The surgery helped him out big time, and he's now able to walk and just get back to some kind of normal life, which he's completely.
What you just mentioned. Giving heart,
exactly.
Play with the heart.
Yep.
He did it, even though sometimes he sacrificed even his own health,
yes.
Which is outstanding.
So Tarik, finally, can you tell us more about incredible Veles story? We are looking forward to hearing.
I'll be more glad to share the story with you guys and with people who's watching us, but. In 2016, Veles struggled big time. And literally, the key was inside, and it was like literally waiting to turn and hear the click to shut down the club. But fortunately, the group of people came together, put things together, bring right people to the board, and the club survived. When we realized we able to make a progress and bring the team back to normal, we started putting things together. Started with the coach who loved the club. The board who has to basically, the club was in debt, a lot of money. I think close to 2 million Bosnian marks, which is about €1 million. But somehow everything was paid off, and the stadium was started to be built. the club started moving from Division Two to Division One. It's a politics and some other things which holding the club off, but now we are stable. And last summer we were finished the third, and we ended up in the European competition, which we played 6 games. We made it to the third qualifier round. I was fortunate enough to travel with the club to Northern Ireland and be part of the delegation, which is like a huge honor to me. It's something like I met Ibrahimovic in Brazil, but this means more to me. And we made it through the first round, beating Coleraine FC. Then we faced Ike from Greece.
Ajax Athens.
Hi, Athens. My good friend was playing
yes.
for Ike in that time.
Brother-in-law. I
Brother-in-law.
don't think he was at that time. He would transfer back to. He didn't have a chance.
Yeah, but that was on penalties.
We eliminated
I was
them
watching
on
that
the
game.
kicks, and then we faced a really good team from Sweden, Elfsborg FC. In Sweden was 1-1, and then we faced them back home in Sarajevo because our stadium is not ready yet for that kind of competition. But it was about, not sure, close to 15,000 people. The stadium, Grbavica, was like all red. You know, the stadium seats and everything is in blue color, and our red color actually overcolored their team colors. So unfortunately we lost 1-4, but still it was incredible summer, 33 years after our last European competition. So thank you.
Congratulations, a great story. I have to mention that looking from the objective side, that I was amazed. I followed the FK Velez Facebook page, and it's just super good. People organized. All of them get together, purchase paint to paint the whole stadium. They didn't want to kind of like to paint the stadium. So I'm sure there were lots of more activities that I'm not aware. But from the painting, from this, like whole city,
the main stand, the fans are built inside the stand, the toilet per UEFA standards. It was about over 100k euros, the entire project. The fans basically did itself.
Wow.
So, and another thing,
lot of fans.
when club almost gets shut down, they had only one employee who was director at that time, and that was the last employee from the bad era. Now the club has, beside the players, over 50 people working in the club administration and stadium maintenance, facility, from the bus driver, just all in general. Even, I think, even more. I don't have exact number, but it could be even over 60.
Well done.
So this is a very special story. This is a story where it was in 2016. So the time is 2016 until 2021. Club is almost gone,
yes.
so to say, and exactly. But how people and fans of FK Velez got organized for the club with one heart, to from painting the stadium, from organizing tickets. Now, when you see FK Velez and you see even Facebook page, you think it's Barcelona. No, kidding. Their social media, how they present their games, how they announce players. The shop store for Frka Velez. It's like you look at the club and you're like, just wow. So someone who doesn't know this story and see it, they're like, oh, they're always like that. No. So this is a span of 5 years that the fifth year, or actually fourth, looks like that. Then you have European competition going first round, they were underdogs. Second round, not just underdogs, massive underdogs. Winning on penalties, Ajax Athens, who ended up, I think, third in the Greek that season, which was totally like winning on penalties.
But that emotion when they won on penalties, man. Like I will find it and put it on
absolutely.
just to be seen.
Goalkeeper.
Yes.
After the penalties, and he was like, I was 100% sure I'm going to save it. So I was like, okay, good.
Nice. And today, actually, this year is a special year for Frka Velez. In June 2022, will be, and I'm sure you will be in Bosnia.
That's the plan. I'm really hoping it's going to be a very big celebration.
It's 100 years going to be on that
Happy
June 26th. So 100 years.
100 years. That's one of the.
Oldest clubs in Yugoslavia. Partizan Red Star, 1945.
The oldest. Yeah, we definitely
23 years.
The oldest in city of Mostar. We are the only club in the city of Mostar. Actually, Mostar as itself, it's recognized by Football Club Velez, Neretva River, and the Old Bridge. So, famous bridge.
And the famous bridge.
So everyone, guys, you must go to the Frka Velez game, and you must see the city of Mostar.
If you're in Bosnia, if you're anywhere in Balkan, definitely go to Frka Velez game. Meet people there. Go around the shops, restaurants. It's going to be definitely a very, very neat experience. So Don, you're close to Frka Velez. I want you in a few months to be there. Sounds good?
Okay, I know. I will put on my bucket list to go and to watch a Frka Velez game. So that's a must. Awesome. I cannot wait now.
And now, one question that you as a referee, you see it is lots of parents. You do see lots of parents. You see their reaction. We mentioned slightly a few minutes ago about that aspect in one of the examples you provided. But in general, how are they? Are they good?
Well,
are they bad? Can it be better? What do you think? How do you compare it to Europe?
Here, especially in the youth soccer, and this is just my opinion, they putting a lot of pressure to the kids. They just parents, and they over emotional from time to time. They not coaches, so can you imagine how kid is confused when you get coach telling him what to do, and then you get smart mom and dad on the sideline telling them what to do. So at that point, unfortunately, kid is completely confused. And it's not just confused, it's lost on the field. Don't know what to do, don't know what's the next step. So looking back to the coach, looking back to the parent. So I think the parents must change. The parents must understand if they dare, they can help the kid to cheer, not giving them instructions what to do, because they hired the coach to do it, and that's coach's job. It's not their job. And like I said, the more they saying and the more they instructing, they more confusing the kids out there.
Exactly.
Good message.
Good message. Tarik, you mentioned one funny story about your situation when you were refereeing. So, do you have any more fun stories about your refereeing
I mean,
career?
there is a situation when we as a crew traveled to the game, and it was like almost 3 hours away, and we actually we were out of gas on the highway because we were talking and we just didn't realize. And luckily, we called the signer, then they called the coach in the case if we get a late. But somehow we made it to the next exit, get some gas, put in the car, and we were there right before kickoff. But it happens, you know. Three.
All of
That
you,
was
how many in the cars? 3,
12,
4?
12, 13 years ago.
3.
That's a good one. So nice. It happens to everyone. Everyone has a story that in some situation that they ran out of the gas. So
Good to know. Let's go ahead just before we finalize.
Can I ask him one question when we are now in a situation with refereeing? Your first red card.
I don't even remember.
What was the feeling like?
I really no.
No.
I do not. It's
Okay.
It's been a long time ago. I don't. To be honest, I don't even remember.
Okay.
But now slightly more informing question, interesting questions. Best stadium you referee?
I think it was in 2019 when I did men's ACC championship between Clemson and West Virginia at Wake Med Complex in Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, the grass is the best.
Why is that?
I mean, also the stadium itself. It's a real stadium, like 20,000 people hold, even more. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. Maximum red cards in one game.
Two.
Oh,
that's it. Yeah.
Nice. You see, he is not that. He knows why he's only 2 cards. That's like a average when it comes to referee career, Stefan. Yeah.
But yes, but because the players are scared of him.
I had games with maybe like 7 or 8 yellow cards, but I mean the 2 was the most red cards I have given.
We talked about.
Yes, I was late to the game. It was traffic, and I just couldn't make it in time. And then I called them and I said, "Listen, guys, this is the situation. This is my ETA. I'll be there 15 minutes after the official kickoff time. What we can do?" And I think they come up to decision they're gonna wait. I arrived and we started like 20 minutes after kickoff or something like that. It just happens, There's so many unpredicted things around. So, it doesn't matter. You leave 2 hours ahead of it, you're still going to run into the traffic and, something can happen and you're just late.
Whoever is going to be and looking to be a referee, it is fine to be late
I think that game was not on TV, so I was lucky. So,
all right, if it's on TV, don't be late. Go 5 hours earlier.
Go 5 hours. Ever forget your
No,
equipment?
no, because I do have double equipment.
Whistle.
I have double stuff, so I make sure everything is there before I leave, and I do never ever forget my equipment. That's something. It's same thing like you doing to go to work, and you forget a screwdriver, and you need to screw something. Like, how are you gonna do it? So you just. No, it's a mindset, and I do not do that.
Good mindset, definitely. So one question I will add, like I see on a TV, referee has a different position for a red card. Someone has here, someone
it's a
has
habit.
down there. So
it's whatever you prefer for you. It's in the
what
back,
is your
it's in the back
preferred way
pocket. And it's in the left back pocket.
So there is only red card in that
It's
left.
far away. It's far
in that
away.
pocket. So it's like when you're reaching
it's
out,
far out.
that's a red
Don't
card.
touch that
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So everyone has a different way of putting red cards.
Yeah.
There is no particular
there's
rule.
not.
There is no procedure for that. Nice.
Is it hard to how someone gets a yellow card? Is it annoying to see the number
No,
and write the name? Do you write
write
sometimes the full name?
You just write the number from that team, and you match
number?
from the roster. So. Yeah, you just write
Yes,
the
yes,
number.
it makes sense. I
Just
was
write the
wondering,
number.
Does it take a lot of time? And where is your pen?
No,
Is
the
it
pen
in the-
is on
in the
the
booklet?
edge of the right front pocket. No, I get
Did you ever?
I get extra pen with
Did
me
you ever
too if I
flip pen
lose it,
for
but
long?
it never happens. It never happens.
Nice.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never happens.
Okay.
Now, a few more. Messi or
Batistuta.
Ronaldo, if you have to choose.
Okay. Batistuta then. Brazil or Argentina? Or you have another. For Cavaliers.
I do not.
Okay, for Cavaliers.
I mean,
You have watched European Euro in 2021. So what is your best
so the
squad
thing is,
from that tournament?
I can watch the game, but I do not support any team beside like Velez, Liverpool, or Bosnia national team. I like to see a good game. I mean, right now it's Senegal, Egypt going on, and after Mane missed the penalty, I care less about the game. I don't prefer the teams. I would rather not to, and I just like to watch the good quality match. And so I cannot
That's
judge
fair.
between Brazil or Argentina because I think two different mentalities, two different styles. Even they say South American, no, it's completely different football. But Messi or Ronaldo, for me, I don't have it. For me, Batistuta is the best.
Nice. Talking about players, so we have to say who is currently the best. I love defenders. Who is the best currently defender in the
Do you
world?
want to turn
We can
around?
all agree.
Do you want to turn around?
Give
Yeah,
around.
of course. I thought you wearing his jersey. Of course. Yeah. No doubt about it. Yep. So
What?
I did not
Yeah,
know you
Virgil.
wearing that jersey. That's what I said. Let's turn around. Let's see. But of course, no doubt about it. He's, yeah.
Good guess.
No. There was when he was not on the field. There was a different Liverpool.
Yeah,
When
I
he's
agree.
on the field,
He's the wall itself.
Why is he? What does he? Why is he that? He changes the whole team. Like and you watch Liverpool all the time. Can you tell me
I think the players get confidence with him. So, they not scared when they go defending itself without him. So without him on the field, I'm pretty sure they know they're going to risk. With him on the field, they know, he's there, and I'm really confident he's going to stop it. And I think that's simple. That's it. And look, he's huge. He's big. It's like,
yes.
So
He is. His presence and he has presence, height, speed,
100%.
leading the game. I watched him 2 years ago. They played Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, and what was the Notre Dame University?
There, yep.
That's where even I got this shirt. Yes, and when he came on the field, you could just see like these guys, the speed and how big he is. Like it's almost like wow, that's a great man.
I agree, but it's funny. Like
I
think he played better for Liverpool than he played for Dutch national team, or he might get better teammates.
That's always
and working better with his teammates in Liverpool than he get in Dutch national team.
And that's always a good sensitive topic, actually, so to say, because back in the days, the best Serbian player that has ever played soccer, Nemanja Vidic, when he would play for Serbia, many people these days do think, he didn't give his best. But
Vidic, when he played for United, he's every day with those guys. Then he came for the national team. They get like a week practice. So in United, he gets stars. In national team, he get players like 2 of them playing for Serbian division, 2 of them playing in Russia, 1 in Greece, 1 in Cyprus. It's different mentality. So some of them are scared to talk to him. Some of them are expecting more out of him. Some of them it's like, Vidic, really? Yeah, he's superstar. That's that mentality what's going on around. And that's why not even him, the team itself, it's not succeeding like they succeed in the club. We had same situation several years ago with Hasan Salih Hamidžić in Bosnian team. But he was superstar in Bayern, and who he had on the national team here. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. So
nice way of looking at.
It's hard to understand. We from the side we just think, hey, it's the game. It's 11 players.
You always have to look from both sides.
You
cannot judge from one side only, because you're gonna be biased. You gotta have 2 sides to judge.
Indeed.
So.
Indeed. So
there is, and now with this Amazon is doing a great job with this TV show. Actually, shows that she's telling, like Tottenham one season. Now there was Juventus that just came out, and they record them, and you could get completely new angle of thinking which operations, which situation professional soccer players deal with: injuries, not playing enough, family situations, sometimes playing, sometimes not playing, fighting with the teammates.
Just remember, after knife attack
so much more.
on Mesut Ozil, his career went down the hill, and that's just one of those example what they deal with. So,
unfortunately, we only see the bright side of like media shows. Only the bright
it's
side.
Very unfortunate how they commercialize basically everything.
It is
true, but it's definitely useful to whoever is involved in soccer and any professional sport. There is even for hockey, NFL. Take a look at those Amazon series. it gives you definitely some percentage of value.
I mean,
some insight what is going in there. Even Mourinho, like I thought before Mourinho, yeah, what is he doing? Just in Tottenham, he's a this and that. But no, you get a different observation. How many injuries he had in Tottenham? What kind of players he was dealing with? I know one of the players arrived to his office and said, "Hey, why am I not playing, boss?" He's like, "Well,
you might have.
I want to play."
You never know, but you might have your assistant coach who's basically hiding something from you and doesn't give you the right information. Like I said, you never know what you're dealing with out there. So you have to basically look on every side to make the best decision for the team and yourself and just in general.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Tarik, last question.
No, really, I just
step
step with the right foot all the time on the pitch, and when we walk out, and that's pretty much it.
Amazing. Nice.
Tarik, me, Don, and for this Sports Experience podcast, it is definitely super valuable that you had time, as I know it's Sunday, to just come here and give us super insights about all of the questions that we had it for you. So thank you for being our guest. Thank you for coming and taking your time.
Thank you, guys. It was absolute
inform
pleasure.
us about different things.
Definitely. Let's
Thank
do
you,
it.
and see you in Mostar.
That's it for today. We are going to Sports Experience Podcast. We are very happy that Tarik was with us. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for many more podcasts that is coming our way. Cheers. Only highlights.